Good morning. It's the 30th of December 2024. The time is 4:42 a.m. I'm on a free chess website called chess.com. It's free, although it does try and encourage you to subscribe monetarily, and it also has ads playing. But it also allows you to play human beings from around the world as well as chat with them. So, see what they want me to play. I'm playing Sinan from India. Okay, first of all, they move the knight. I'm used to pawns moving first. I'm not very good at chess, so let's have a look. I'm going to preempt a threat by moving my pawn forward. And then they did that. So let's go ahead and cover it with a pawn. So they're coming in with the knights. Okay. So... okay, that's good. So let's go ahead and threaten it again. Okay. So let's go ahead and threaten the knight. Oh god, I could have taken that pawn with the bishop, which I'll do anyway. And then the knight's not covered, although you can easily cover it with the pawn. Okay, and now they're thinking, unless of course the game's lagging, because I do understand sometimes because the I've forgotten what I was saying. Okay, let's prepare for a knight-knight swap. Okay. And okay, they're threatening my... okay, but they can take in that way, so I'll go ahead and threaten that knight. Oh, you're going to take my bishop, aren't you? Bollocks. What a stupid. Oh, well, I'll go ahead and do a swap anyway. I'm going to go ahead and threaten the... I used to be able to think ahead, but now I can't, really. That's something I'm trying to get back into anyway. So if they move the knight, which they will, threatening my queen of a bishop, I'm going to go ahead and do a queen swap. And they've got two options. I can either steal, there we go, and then I can move my bishop out of the way. And immediately, okay, so I'm going to cover this square here, c7, because the next move would be move the knight to that square, which threatens the king and the castle at the same time. And by doing that, the only thing I could do is to move the let's go ahead and I can't. Because the knight's threatening. I was going to castle, but I can't castle because the knight's threatening. I'm foobarred, I'm thinking. Let's go ahead and threaten the bishop with the pawn covered by the castle. Okay, so they're doing that. How do I get rid of the knight? I could maybe move the castle over here. Just do a direct threat with the castle. Okay, so you're doing that, so I'll go here. Which basically you've lost whatever piece you want to lose. Okay, just having a look to see where the knight can't move anywhere without being taken. And the bishop, the only thing you can do is get the bishop out of the way. and the bishop is covered. There we go. Oh, you're threatening my king. Fubar. I'll just move up here then. So waiting for the reaction. So the only thing they can do is move the bishop out the way, but then they've lost the knight. They can move. Yeah, there you go. Exactly what I thought they'd do. So they're covering the bishop with the knight now. Now what can I do? I need to threaten the bishop and the knight to get those out of the way. There's not much I can do. Not much I could do at all. I can do a direct threat. In fact, no, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my knight out of the way. Okay. Ah, my bishop. You've gone to take my bishop. But if you take my bishop, I take your castle and put you in check. Their knight on F. There we go. So there we go. So now taking the knight. They're in check. They have to move the king. They've got nothing else they can do unless they move the bishop down. And that's covered by the pawn. But anyway, they've lost the... Oh my goodness, that was clever. I didn't see that happening. Okay, so then I'm going to threaten that with the... I'll cover that with a castle, which means that they can't move the bishop. And now they're threatening my king, so I can move my king out of the way. And you've taken my knight, but if you take my knight, you'll lose it with the pawn. But you still have a dilemma because your black bishop is stuck because of the two castles, and the black bishop is gone, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, one thing you can do is move your white bishop to d3, which will mean it's covered by the pawn. But then if I do take it with the castle, which you didn't, you're going for the pawn threat, so I'm going to go ahead and take the castle anyway. And then... Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move my knight here, which covers c2, which will allow me to take the pawn, putting the king in check and threatening the bishop, and then the bishop will be taken. Okay, so what they do, what can they do? Nothing much. They don't have anything to threaten black. Okay, so they're threatening that pawn. Which means I could just go ahead and take the bishop. And what's covering that castle? So I'll go ahead and take the bishop. Okay. You can put me in check with the pawn, but that's a giveaway move because it just means that I'll take the pawn straight away. There's nothing you can do about that. And everything's still covered. Okay, so you go ahead and... Now, do I want to put you in... Okay. So now you're threatening my bishop, my knight rather, with your pawn, which means if I move the castle... Okay, well what I can do in that case... No, I can't. Yes, I can. I can move it here, which threatens the castle, but also can't be taken by the king. Okay, there we go. And then don't know what else I can do with this now. Well, I can go ahead and take this pawn. So how do I get rid of this castle? Aha! I'm just going to do a straight swap. Which means if I do a straight swap, you're stealing my... I take the castle, you take the bishop, the knight, which go ahead and do that, I don't care. So we're just one castle and a bunch of pawns now, and all my pawns are on the right hand side, which are... Okay. Right, so... Okay, let's see if I can move my king up 1. Okay, then take the pawn. You take the pawn with the castle. I'll put you in check with this castle, covered by the king as well as the castle. Okay. I cover the pawn with that pawn. Okay. Alright, now you're stealing that pawn, or trying to anyway. Bollocks. Bollocks. It is a bunch of bollocks, isn't it? This is going to be a draw. Okay, so what I can do... Hang on, no, I can't do that. I have to protect my pawn, don't I? Bollocks. Okay. This is... I find this exceedingly exciting. It might be boring for other people. Well, let's go ahead and get rid of that pawn. Okay, so what are you going to do now? Okay, and then go ahead and steal... you can cover it with a castle. Okay. Okay, so they're moving the king to there. I think the best thing I can do is to actually remove that pawn. In my opinion, they should have covered that with a castle somehow, but if they would have covered it with a castle, it would have been taken by the pawn, but then I move the pawn up there, which threatens the castle. Okay, now you're threatening the pawn, so I'll just move that pawn up there. Which I didn't have to because the castle was covering it. And what I can do is move the castle here. What you're going to do is you're going to move your king probably up here, which is going to put my king in check. So I'm going to move ahead and move the... Go ahead, sorry, move the king out of the way. Okay, so there you go. You went ahead and did what I thought you were going to do. Then what I can do is I can go ahead and move my king here, because then I'm going to go ahead and move my castle to threaten the pawn, then I can take the pawn. There's nothing you can do about it. There we go. Okay. Okay, now you're threatening my king. Bollocks. Bollocksing bollocks. Bollocks. Bollocksing bollocks. 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 Oh, the other thing. Bollocks. Alright, okay, very nice. Okay. Oh, I've got 59 seconds, I'm screwed. Alright, let's just go ahead and move that out of the way. How come they have 3 minutes and 50 seconds? I only have 55. I'm unsure. Okay, so let's do that. Cover that. It was covered anyway, so I don't know why I did that. So let's go ahead and move my pawn up. Okay, now you're threatening my king, so go down one. Threaten my king again, and let's cover with a pawn, and then go down one once more. Okay. And then go ahead and move that to there. I shouldn't have done that, I should have moved the other pawn, because it was already covered by the castle. Okay, so you moved over there. Okay, so what am I going to do? I want to put you in check as quickly as possible, but anyway, so move that up to there. Okay. 33 seconds to go. Okay, go ahead and steal it. I don't care at this point. You've stolen that, and then what am I doing here? Go ahead and cover the pawn with a king. Bollocks, no, do this and put you in check. In fact, I shouldn't have done that. Go ahead and threaten the castle. I should have put you in check with the other one. Okay, so go ahead and threaten the castle again, which I don't know what I'm doing. Take the castle. Then you take my castle with a king, and then I move this at one square. I might be able to get you in check. Okay, so you're threatening that, so then I go ahead and threaten your king. There's a draw. Bollocks. That sucks. Oh, I almost had him as well. I would have moved him up with the king and the pawn. I would have brought the castle up to there. I would have put the pawn on b2, which would have meant that he would be on b1. I would have moved the castle up, which means that he... Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that sucks. That sucks. Why do they have 2 minutes and 42 seconds and I have 0? But it was a draw anyway. Good game.